G'day guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel where we break down the charts every single week. Now, if you like money and you like crypto, make sure to hit that subscribe button and let's get in the video. So right now I've got the current price for Bitcoin. Now, if we have a look on the chart, guys, we can actually see that Bitcoin has been trading inside a descending triangle pattern. If I draw it like so. Now, as you can see, guys, every time we've actually come up to this descending level of resistance, we've actually got a rejection, and we've now come up to that level again, and we are currently rejecting from that level. So it is more likely than not that we are actually going to see a move down in the short term. So we are currently hitting this level here, so it is likely that we are going to come down and retest the bottom of our descending triangle before we either break up to the upside or we break down to the downside. And another reason why I do think that it is likely that we are going to make a bit of a move down from this level, if we actually have a look at our momentum waves on Market Cipher B, and we go to some shorter time frames. So if we have a look on the 4-hourly chart, we can actually see, guys, that we are very oversold on these momentum waves here, and we are in fact printing a red dot, meaning that we are likely going to get that move down. Now, how far that move down is going to go, that's the question. I do believe that it is likely that we are going to come down to the bottom of our descending triangle here to retest the lows before potentially breaking out either to the upside or to the downside. Now, as well, if we look at our Bollinger Bands, guys, we can actually see that we're quite outside of our Bollinger Bands at the moment. And normally, every time we get to the top of that range, we normally see a move down, as you can see from these past examples here. So, by looking at this, it is more likely than not that we are going to see a move down, at least to the mid-range point or to the bottom of the Bollinger Bands, and then potentially continue to make our way down to the bottom of that area here. Now, if we zoom out for a second, I go back onto the daily. Now, guys, you should know that the target for these descending triangle patterns is actually, in fact, the neckline. So if we draw that, if we were to break up out of this range here, and we were to go to the upside, the target would in fact be back at the range highs of around 32,000 is the area where we would be targeting. But if we were to break down out of this pattern, it would actually put us around that $1,900 level. But potentially the level I would be targeting would be this level here at about 21,500. And the reason for that, if we actually have a look, that was a very key level. That was a level we broke down from when we saw the FTX collapse, and that level has also acted as support as well. So that is the first level I would be targeting if we were to break down. Now, do I think we're going to break down from here? Well, I think that it is more likely than not that we are going to hold this level here as support, because this blue box here has been our key level. As you can see, it was resistance back here in August and also in February. But once we broke through that level and got above it, we then turned it into support and support again. And since flipping that level, we have not broken below. So I do think it is more likely that when we do break out, we do get that move to the upside. And another reason why I do think we are more likely to go to the upside is when we have a look at these higher time frames, like the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, you can actually see we are very oversold on the weekly, and we have just printed a green dot. Now, you have to understand the thing with time frames is the longer the time frame, the more accurate these signals are. So this green dot is likely to get us at least a move back up to the range highs, but could potentially even help us to break above this level to put in another high. And if we were to break this level here at around 32,000, I would actually be targeting for us to come up to the local highs that were put back in March of 2022, which is around that $48,000 mark. So that is the level I am targeting in the medium term. However, in the short term, in the shorter time frames, I am expecting a move back down to the lows of the range. And let me just draw that triangle again so that you guys can see clearly. So as I was saying, in the short term, I am expecting a move back down into the apex of this triangle, where I do think it is more likely that we are going to get a breakup than a breakdown, but it could go either way, and that's why we really want to wait and see what happens. But in the short term, taking a short from here to the low of this range is a pretty safe trade, in my opinion. Now, as well, I just want to have a look at the Elliott wave count. So if we go back to the daily chart for a second. All right, so looking at this chart, we can see very clear Elliott waves. So we can see wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got our 5-wave impulse up, and now we've got A, B, C correction. Now, if I am correct and we are going to hold this level of support, then I am expecting this to be the bottom of our wave C, which will then start another Elliott wave count up, which would probably be something like this. A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, which would then get us that push up to most likely that 48K level. So probably something like this, potentially. However, if we were to break down, then our Elliott wave count would probably look like this. Then it would probably mean that this is only A, B, and then we still have that C correction down. So we really have to wait and see. I do believe, though, it is more likely that this is A, B, C, and that we have actually bottomed, ready to start that next Elliott wave cycle to the upside, where we're likely going to see something like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Probably something like that. So that's what I'm looking at in the long term, guys. I'm expecting that drop down in the short term, and that's pretty much all I've got for today, guys. So if you liked that video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. And as well, if you are interested in one-on-one coaching and learning how to trade, all the details will be in the description below. Just message me on either Instagram or Twitter. And I'll see you guys next time.